Welcome to Sports for Supper, live from Sammy's Restaurant at 202 U.S. Highway 90 East in Castroville. Sports for Supper, a weekly look at what's happening in area sports. And now, along with Maury Stein, Dwayne Garza, and Jeff Stivers, here's the host of Sports for Supper, Jared Lucky.
And Herb Moore.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports for Supper. We're live here at Sammy's, and we haven't had a show in a while because we had some Thursday night games. We had a couple of shows from a show from the press box. Then we had off week last week, and I'm Jared Lucky. I'm along here with Maury Stein and Jeff Stivers. Dwayne's not with us tonight. He's headed back from a hunting trip in New Mexico, and he'll be back to do the volleyball game, though, tomorrow night, the playoff game. And we're going to start here with Coach Perez from the volleyball team. And they're playing Brackenridge tomorrow night. It's their first playoff game of the season. And, Coach, tell us a little bit about what we're going to see with Brackenridge tomorrow night.
So Brackenridge will be one of those pretty scrappy teams. They don't have a lot of height, and they don't really have big hitters. They kind of look for the holes in the defense to really score. And so they're very scrappy. They kind of do whatever they can to get their points. So it's really just a matter of us staying focused, buckling down on our defense, and then really going at it on offense.
How do you keep – so this is your first playoff game, and I know the girls went undefeated in district play. Mm-hmm. How do you keep them loose going into a playoff game, and not tightening up, knowing that now you lose, you're out?
We talked about that today, and it was kind of one of those things. It was really hard that we got to finish a week before the San Antonio schools did, just because of the COVID restrictions that Bexar County had. So we kind of had this long break, and we did a lot of stuff where at the beginning we kind of gave them some rest. We worked on little things, little tweaks. Maybe it was just like their arms and then their footwork. And then the last couple of days, we've really focused on 6-on-6, kind of doing in-team scrimmages and competitions. And then today was really just a fun, let's go at it, play some games, and go fast, just to kind of mimic that upbeat excitement we hope to see tomorrow. So that was a really big deal for us today.
Yeah, because I'd imagine with COVID, you're not able to schedule warm-up matches and things like that like you would have maybe in the past.
So we tried. We were actually able to schedule one, but the thing was nobody was able to play. All the smaller schools that are nearby have already been into playoffs, and so they're not allowed to play. And then all the San Antonio schools were still in district, so they were not able to play either. So there was really no window for us to play anyone else.
What was that just a district thing that they finished early, or what was the reason for that?
Right, so our district started pretty much a week early. We started on the September 7th, which was the UIL date for Texas, for 5 and 6 days. Bexar County had the restrictions for just their schools in San Antonio until the 14th. So that 1 week window just pushed everyone back, and it just gave us the 2 games. We were ahead of everyone.
Yeah, and go ahead, Maury.
I know a lot of – did all of the schools get to play in this district, get to play all of their games? Or
They did.
They did. Because I know McCullum was way behind at one time.
So a couple of teams did have to quarantine pretty early on. And so the way they made up their games is they would play Tuesday, Friday, and then their makeup games on Saturday. And that was just for varsity. So our sub-varsities didn't get to play all 14 games. They only played 11 just because we were only allowed to make up varsity. So some of them were doing 3 games a week for a month just to make up those games.
But they were playing.
They were. Definitely were.
You talked about the time off. I know it's kind of different in football. Football, you kind of look for that time off so you get your players back healthy. None of you didn't face that with the girls. Nobody really got injured to where they needed some time off, or the time off was kind of a disadvantage for the teams that had to wait a week.
Yeah, it was almost one of those things because we had gone 14-0. We had really good momentum, especially towards the end of the season. That second round, we really dominated. The first round was way harder than the second round, and so you're kind of on this winning streak. You're really hot, and you're going, and then all of a sudden you have to kind of take, a 7-day break, and it's kind of one of those things where we know the girls are very disciplined and focused, and it's just a really tough competitive group. So we know they're itching and ready for that competition. It's just in that back of your mind as a coach, you're like, I don't want to have a full week off or a break where a game is just so much momentum.
And come in over anxious for the game,
Yeah.
you know, when you're chomping at the bit to get at them, you know, then you come in a little nervous and you try a little too hard to start.
Right.
So
And that's some of the things we talked about today after practice, and kind of just sat with them and, you know, explained to them, like, we understand it's a playoff game and it's the first one we've had in a while, but to let them know you are the better team. You just have to show up, face them head on, and go play your game, and that's really what's going to happen.
where did Brackenridge finish in their district?
In fourth place.
They were in fourth. Okay,
Yes.
I thought that, but I wanted to make sure and let
Yes.
everyone else know that as well.
Yes.
And you did mention first playoff game in a while. It's first playoff game since the first round playoff game last year that we went into, and we were pretty confident, I thought, going into that game, because I think we finished second in district.
Correct.
And then we played the third place team.
Yes.
And they were tied, I think, for fourth place going into that game, and we ended up stubbing our toe in that first round. And a lot of these girls are back from that game. So I'm sure there's a little itch in them right now to try to make up for that last year as well.
And we did talk about that just because last year it was a matter of Highlands came out and played phenomenal. And they came out with a mentality that we're going to stop this team. And so we were on defensive mode pretty much the entire game. So we did talk about that and pretty much how there's just a different mentality from last year to this year. And even though last year maybe we had more height and we had faster kids, this group is just, they're competitors. I mean, some of them just have the mentality that they refuse to lose. We have a 5'6" girl who plays all the way around. She's one of our best outside hitters, but she just has the mentality she's going to go compete. So when you have kids, 10 to 12 kids like that, it's such a contagious attitude. And it really, volleyball is a very momentum and energetic sport that it's sometimes just about catching the right spot and kind of getting the momentum at the right time in the right part of the set that I think this group will really do in keeping it too. And I think that's the big difference with this group is they have pulled out some wins, even in district, where we may have not played better. We've played some rough, ugly-looking games, but when it came down crunch time, they really pulled through and they dominated.
Well, and, you know, part of, you talk about the district competition, one negative I see going through a district like this, and I've seen it before where, you know, a team goes through and they dominate through everything, is I don't believe there were any 5-set matches.
Harlandale.
Harlandale the first time?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that's right, because it was at home.
It was the homecoming.
That was a long time ago.
That was.
And most of the matches have been 3. So it'd be nice to go in and finish it in 3. But it would also, you know, benefit Medina Valley to play another match, too. To kind of the conditioning. You can't, you know, Coach Crisp can attest to that. You don't necessarily get that in-game conditioning, mentally, physically, either way. And so, you know, 4-game set to win is not going to be a bad thing. We don't want to go 5. Anything can happen in a 5th set.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
You know, so let's do it in 3, and then we'll worry about conditioning afterwards. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely talked to them about 3 sets. You know, don't give them any hope. Don't give them any momentum. Like, go there and take business, because it is one of those things where our district really has a mentality of let's go beat Medina Valley. You know, Medina Valley has the tallest kids. They have the best kids. Let's go beat them. So everybody shows up for our games. And the Harlandale one was the close one where, I mean, we put ourselves in a bad hole. Yeah.
That was their second game the whole year.
Yeah.
Because they started late.
Right.
You know,
And it was just, it's one of those where I think this group, they are conditioned and they have the endurance. They've had a long off season, and every single girl's been in the weight room and conditioning and SAC camp since June, since we were allowed to.
And I want to throw this out there real quick, Coach Bettis, not to change the subject or anything, but I hope a lot of the girls watched the Hennesses run. The Hennes just lost last night in the state regional semifinals, and you know, there's a lot to be said. Of course, it's a different classification, and we want to, you know, mention the Hennes and congratulations to the Cowgirls. But that was inspiring watching them come through it, and hopefully our girls have watched a little bit and paid a little bit of attention to what went on down Highway 90, and they've got that same intensity when going forward that we're going to play for a while.
Oh, absolutely. They do have a mentality of Thanksgiving break is not a break. It's just an extension of our season.
Yep, yeah, that is good. One of the things, and no one wants to look ahead, but I know fans and stuff want to know if the girls win tomorrow night, who do they play the winner of?
It would be Dripping Springs.
It will be, okay.
I say will be
Because you know
I'm gonna
they're
assume.
good.
I'm gonna assume scouting report.
Okay.
Hope if they don't win, they don't win, and we have. I believe it's. Who was the other group? I can't remember the other
It
group.
would be the first
As
time
Dripping
that
Springs.
Dripping Springs has been rated that high that they've got upset in the first round within
Yes.
the last
Yep.
couple years also. So.
Yes, and they were the main ones we were looking at. I believe the other team is Cedar Park. It's the Austin schools. So if I remember correctly, I think it's Cedar Park, which we have a little bit on them, and it's nothing different from pretty much what our district is. But Dripping Springs, their district had like Canyon, Alamo Heights, Tivy, and they have a different just element of play. It's a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. So we already did our scouting on them, and we're ready for them. So we're actually excited because we would love to play Dripping Springs, and I think that would be a really good matchup and testament to our program.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being here, and good luck tomorrow night. And hopefully
You brought
we'll.
4 players with you.
Yep.
this
I did.
evening?
I brought our
Okay.
seniors.
Yeah, we'll take a break and we'll come back and talk to the senior girls from the volleyball team. But thanks for being with us. Good luck tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll
Absolutely.
see you back here later on this year still.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Coach.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment.
MVBN. MVBN. MVBN.
Medina Electric Cooperative was built by this community more than 80 years ago to deliver safe, reliable, and affordable energy. We are proud to serve this community beyond the power lines. You can find us supporting your kids' Little League, sponsoring school events, hosting safety presentations, and more. We're honored to belong to this community. Keep up with Medina Electric from the power lines to the sidelines on social media or at medinaec.org.
Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may view obituaries at Tondre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com, or visit the Facebook page of Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices. Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you. You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Yep.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper, as we are joined by 4 seniors from the volleyball team here this evening, and we'll start one at a time here. And if you'll just introduce yourself, tell us the position you play, and
Okay.
We'll go from there.
I'm Kyla Solis. I'm a senior, and I am a middle blocker.
And what's your number?
12.
Number 12. And as a middle blocker, what's kind of your job?
A middle
Kind of
blocker.
self-explanatory, but
Yeah, a middle blocker is definitely the leader at the net. They're usually the biggest girl, and they control all the blocking. They are in charge of the blocking in the front row.
there you go.
Obviously.
And tell us a little bit about you offensively.
Yeah, so the middle runs the quick sets. So I'm constantly going in for real quick sets with the setter and running back sets that are also fast.
So you have aspects of moving on after high school. Can you kind of give us
Yes, sir.
where you're going to be playing next year?
Yeah, so I'm going to Clemson University starting in January for my second semester.
How did that process work? I mean, when did you first hear about Clemson? How did the recruiting process go with you?
Okay, so after a tournament, March of my sophomore year, they reached out to me and they wanted me to go to a camp. So I went to a camp that summer and the camp went really well. And after that, they offered me.
So that was it, right?
Yeah.
Pretty quick. It
Yeah.
wasn't a long, drawn-out process at all.
Yeah, it was fast.
Wow. That's
How do you anticipate the difference in the speed and talent? And do you
Yeah.
feel like you're up for the challenge?
What are you talking about? There's no difference in talent. ACC versus District 16 or whatever we are, there's no difference in talent. It's going to be it's tough.
How many times have you been to the campus?
I've been twice. I went for the camp and then again for my official visit.
So you'll be enrolled in January there
Yes,
already?
sir.
'cause
Yes.
you're graduating early, right? If I remember from
Yes.
last time when you were here.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Brackenridge.
Brackenridge, I don't know too much about them. I know they're fourth in their district, and I know we've played them in the years past, and it's been good competition, but I'm ready to play them again.
And so what have y'all done as far as trying to prepare staying loose for this game? Because I know you've had, 7 days off or so since
Yeah.
your last match.
We've done some teamwork, some specialty work, and it's been really good. Our last few practices have been really smooth, and we've been working really hard for this game.
Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck tomorrow night, and congratulations on going to Clemson. That's a big deal.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
So, and good luck, and hopefully maybe we'll see you later on down the line here.
Yep.
Thanks.
And just remember you're representing Medina Valley and your family.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
So I know you'll do us all proud.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Thank you.
All right, and we'll move on if you'll tell us your name and your position.
I'm Alyssa. I'm a senior and I'm a libero, so I'm a designated DS.
Defensive specialist, is that what
Yes,
that means?
DS is a defensive specialist.
We
Okay.
need Dwayne here to translate.
Yep. And so tell us a little bit about have y'all watched any film from Brackenridge and know kind of what their game plan's going to be against y'all?
So we have found a little bit of their videos, but there's not much out there on Brackenridge. So we have just gone off of the few videos that we have found, and so we kind of have a good idea, but we've just working hard for ourselves and just are prepared for everything to come at us.
That's right. It's good comment there because you can take care of yourselves. Don't worry about what the other team's
Yep.
going to do. Take care of what Medina Valley can do.
Yes, sir. Medina Valley can do a lot.
Good
Last
call.
time you were here, you were talking about this was your first senior action. You didn't get much action last year on the varsity. Have you felt like you've improved every week? You've gotten Coach Griggs' confidence?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do believe that, like, with this year, I mean, it's our last year, so all of the seniors are just wanting to put in, like, their last best efforts. So I do believe that, like, I have really stepped up from last year, and so I've really just tried to put all of that onto the court and show how much I've progressed from last year, and I think we've all progressed from last year.
How many seniors are there?
This is it. These
just
four.
four?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Not just you four, but okay. Got you.
Now, how much has it been of value to you watching your two sisters play and getting the feedback from them? How has that helped you?
It's definitely helped me a lot because I know even though they're in college, I still get text messages for them because they watch the live stream and they're like, you should have done this, or you did good overall. And so they just still give me that feedback, and like I've grown up watching them, so I've always just had that understanding and basis of volleyball knowledge, and so it does like help me a lot just having that understanding already of how to play
So,
volleyball.
but your oldest sister played more of the position that you're playing, right? More of a setter, more of passing from the back than your middle sister, or is it?
So both of my sisters were actually just setters. I am the only passer in the family.
okay.
So I mean, I started out as setting, but my passion turned more towards passing. But both of my sisters were both really good setters. So
Maury, let's put this into perspective now. Do you think the volleyball comes from the Tholey side, or could it come from the Pettibon side, where there's how many aunts do you have now that are Pettibons? You
so
got about 5.
my mom has 5 sisters.
There you go. So there's 6 of them that played volleyball for Medina Valley.
Yes, all of them played for Medina
and
Valley.
A long line of tradition of Panther
Well,
volleyball players.
I'm sure the uncles ain't gonna play volleyball.
Well, they could have. They could play beach volleyball.
No,
could've
they
played
they
beach
s-
volleyball.
they stuck with football and baseball,
Let's not
There's
argue
a
here.
lot of sisters on the Pettibon side.
and only 2 boys.
Only 2 boys, yeah.
So-
And I think Chester probably played a little bit of volleyball.
I mean, they still have
second
comments
that.
about the game.
Yeah.
They still give me that knowledge about it.
Yeah.
So which one of your sisters is more critical of your play?
Definitely the middle one. She is just, even before a game, she's like, make sure you do this, this, and this. And I'm just like, thank you. Okay, I'll do my best. And she's like, just know I'll be watching. Like,
That's good.
okay.
No, that's
What-
good.
Good.
That's
Yep,
good support.
Absolutely.
What are your plans after high school?
So my plans after high school, I'm just wanting to go to college, and then I actually do want to go to medical school.
Okay.
And so I want to get as far as I can in the field that I want to major in. So that's basically
What
it.
college?
I'm actually in the middle of A&M and UCLA. So
You couldn't get into Texas Tech.
I actually didn't apply to Texas Tech.
Who wants to go to Lubbock in the dust?
Oh, snow and dust.
Snow.
I think I'll just stick with my two schools. It's already a hard decision.
UCLA would be really neat.
Whichever you decide, they'll
Yep.
be happy to
Yeah,
have you.
absolutely.
I hope so.
They will.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
And we'll move to the next senior. And if you'll do the same process, name, position,
I'm Katarina Cochran. I'm a setter, and I'm number 7.
and
I'm a senior, sorry.
So tell us a little bit about how, like, mentally y'all have prepared for this matchup coming up, being with the off week. Are y'all pretty anxious to get going tomorrow night?
I don't think any of us are particularly nervous. The only, like, kind of anxiousness that is coming is that we don't really know exactly what we're going to be up against, since we haven't really found much film. But we do trust each other and ourselves, so I think we, like, know that we kind of have it in the bag. So.
Oh,
Those are big
I
words.
like it.
Yeah, I do too.
Confident.
In the
That's
bag.
calling your shot right there.
There you go.
In the bag.
Yep. Yeah.
So who do you usually sub in?
I sub in for either Madison, Haby, or Essence.
And that depends on.
It just depends on the like lineup that we're using for that set.
But now, we were learning the last time, or I was, you can only go in for the same person.
No, not necessarily. Like, it could be like for one rotation, Madison Haby goes in,
I get
and then the
confused
next
on
one,
that too.
and then the next one, Essence could go in instead of Madison Haby. So it as long as they don't, like, one of them doesn't sub in instead of me, because then, like, Essence would have to set instead of me. So.
Can that change set to set, or is that once you start the match, it's
No, it can change, like, throughout the set.
okay?
So it can just change basically whenever, as long as it's, like, by the rules, like you're subbing at the right time.
Which are shady as far as I'm concerned.
Well, but now, if you're not a setter and you're Essence, she can only go in for the same person. Or, that's what we were trying to figure out the
So-
last time, and Coach Griggs was trying to explain it to us, but
Yeah. Okay. So, like, the same person plays the, like, 3 rotations. Like, I'll play 3 rotations in the back row, but say I'm having a really bad game, Coach Griggs can switch another setter in for me. And then vice versa for hitters. But like basically if you're going in for the front row, then you're gonna play for front row. So like Essence would not go in for me for a setter because that's not what she is.
And you also serve, correct?
Yes.
Who calls where y'all are supposed to serve the ball? I mean, is it something that
Yeah, Coach Stein usually she holds up a clipboard and then she'll make the number with her hand because it's like number positions on the court. So whatever number she holds up is where we serve or try to serve.
so if they are serving, they're trying to pick up on who they think is the weakest
Yes.
player on the other side?
Yes.
And that's the same for what Medina Valley's trying to do.
Yes.
Unless you have, like Kyla on one side, you want them to go to her side, you serve it to that side of the court?
You typically just serve it at the tall girl because they typically can't really pass the ball very well. Stereotypically.
Serve it at the tall girl.
Kyla can pass.
That's good.
Yeah.
to know, yeah. So what are your plans after school? After high school?
So my goal is to play volleyball in college, and I'm like still in contact with schools. I'm not committed yet, like Kyla is. So that's my ultimate goal.
Any? Can you name any school? Can you openly
Yeah.
say who's looking for you, or is that kind of a secret? Or
No, it's not a secret. Right now, I've actually been waiting on a call today from Judson University, and then I'm gonna do like a Zoom call sometime soon with I can't remember the name of it. It's like Sutherland or something like that university, and then like Brooklyn College. It's not really any like huge schools, but yeah.
Playing.
Playing, exactly. Well, good.
Yeah, well, good luck, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Tonight, and we'll see you later on down the line. Hopefully later on when
She
we're
called her
still.
shot.
Yeah, she called the shot. It's in the bag.
In the bag.
In the bag. We can't forget that.
Nope.
No.
Homecoming queen next.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So,
Related
so
to
when you
her.
introduce yourself, you have to say your name, your position, and that you're the homecoming queen.
Okay. My name is Essence Cummings. I'm a right side. My number is 11, and I'm the homecoming queen.
Woohoo!
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, that's a first. I think that may be a first for our
Yeah, it is a
show.
first on the broadcast.
What's
Yeah.
for supper? First homecoming queen.
But she didn't call her shot though.
No,
Oh,
But
no, didn't call it on
no,
here.
sorry.
we didn't ask though.
So when you say right side, tell us a little bit about what you mean. You just play on the right side of the court, or does that mean you're a hitter? Or
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a hitter. It's the right side on the front row. So there's left front, middle front, and then right front. And I'm right front.
So, like y'all's rotation, how do you stay on the right side?
So after each rotation, we rotate to the next spot, but then once we serve, we can switch back, and I would go back to the right. So, like,
Okay.
the spot we're in, that's like our home, and then whenever we switch, that's like our actual position that we go to.
So why do y'all rotate in the first place? Like, is that a legitimate question? Yeah.
Because,
It's for
there's
who's
always
serving.
a new server, so
Yeah,
everyone
so that's
rotates
why.
everyone.
And then
Yes.
you just move back to your position
Yes.
that you want to play. That's awesome.
So-
That's great.
Miss Stoley's the only one that can play the front and the back.
No, she has to stay on the back line.
I'm the only one
No,
that can't
she can't go to the
Oh,
front
you
because
have-
she's a libero. She has to stay
So
on the
you
back.
cross that. What is it? The red line.
I don't know.
I'm allowed to cross it just as long as I don't play that position.
Yeah, and you can sub for anybody anytime, right? Is that how that works? Like you can sub in for anybody anytime?
I'm technically, basically, but it's typically used for middles and
I gotcha.
maybe right sides or outsides.
Essence, have you ever got called for when they do this? What does that mean?
Mari's waving his hand.
Waving
So
my
everyone
hand.
knows he's waving his hand in front of his face because no one can see that.
They'll award a point to the other team because they'll motion, and I have no idea what that means. What does that mean?
So basically, if you're out of rotation, it just means where you're standing, you're either overlapping with another position, or like the setter could be overlapping with another player, and then they'll call you out of rotation.
And it's not because you move before the serve or anything?
That could happen too. If you like move before, you could get also called for out of rotation, but it's just like where you are on the court if you're not in the right spot.
And who usually gets blamed for that?
I feel like most of the time it could be the setter, or if you do something weird and you pull someone in the front row, like to the back row, and then if they overlap with one of the actual back row players, that happens a lot too.
So when y'all do your little huddle up thing in the center of the court, y'all ever call everybody out like, "Hey, what were you thinking?" Is that a thing? Or is it more like, "Hey, we'll get them next time"?
Yeah, we try to be really encouraging to each other.
No, it's more like, "Oh God, Coach Griggs is gonna."
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, that too.
Coach Griggs will definitely.
It's like the bus ride home will be fun.
Yeah.
So what do you have plans after high school?
I'm actually going to Baylor University, not for volleyball, but
That'll make my wife happy.
Really?
She went to Baylor. Yeah.
On a $72,000 I think that deserves to be said.
What? So, no,
Free ride?
no. I got an academic scholarship.
For a lot of money.
It was $72,000, but
Wow.
that'll take a chunk out of it for
Great.
sure.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And what profession you plan on?
I'm gonna major in journalism. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
That's
you.
really neat.
Hey, journalism. She could come back and
Yeah.
maybe be
Take
a
our
co-host.
job.
Maybe.
You can take our job.
She wants to do broadcast journalism. Jared could give you some recommendations because he was a broadcast journalism major at Texas
Oh wow.
State.
I
Yeah.
went to UTSA.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't go to Texas State.
Sorry. I just say that because Texas State has a program
Yeah.
for broadcast journalism.
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight,
you.
and good luck tomorrow night. And hopefully, we'll see you all back because your season keeps going.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
well, good luck. And we're going to take a quick break and come back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment.
MVBN.
Headed out to the game? Then make a stop at your local Valley Mart convenience store. With 12 area locations, Valley Mart is always right around the corner. Fuel yourself and your vehicle with quality branded gas and diesel, snacks, and fountain drinks. Always convenient, well lit with clean restrooms. Valley Mart, family owned and operated since 1984, and a proud supporter of Medina Valley Athletics and area youth sports for over 30 years.
Here at Medina Valley Broadcast Network, we love all sports. We currently broadcast football, volleyball, basketball, softball, and baseball. We not only serve Medina Valley, we also can broadcast other schools in the area in multiple sports. If your business is interested in having us broadcast a single game or a season, and you want to be part of the action, contact Jeff Stivers at 830-931-4504 or email him at jeff@mvbn.net. Sammy's Restaurant and Hades Alsatian Bakery, two legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Hades Alsatian Bakery a must-to-visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Hades Alsatian Bakery, online at hadesbakery.com. You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Back here to Sports for Supper, as we are joined now by Coach Crisp from the football team, our head athletic director. And Coach Crisp, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, go easy on me.
Well, we're coming off a bye week, and I would assume that was much needed with the injury bugs and the things that y'all had to face this season.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your off week.
Well, we like last year and every year, anytime we have an off week, we go back to fundamentals. And it's time for us to kind of dial it back a little bit, go back to the basics, and just kind of relearn some of the really important little things that we got to do right all the time. And so it was good because it made we simplified. And so to kind of step back and calm down and just start over a little bit. So
tell us about your win against Lockhart a little bit. Tell us about that game.
It was close.
Yeah, it was very close.
It was. It felt good. I mean, we've been struggling and fighting, and that's a game we had to have, and it felt good. Based just the way things went last year, and it's probably one of the craziest games I've been a part of. I mean, we go down there, we're driving, we're getting ready to score, and we throw a pick in the end zone, and then we They drive back down, and they're getting ready to score, and they fumble in the end zone. And then I think there was two other turnovers in the middle of the game, and or in the next two series, and it's just like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And so, but to come out on top, a shutout. Huge defensive fight from our guys.
Yep.
Offense, we did some things that we managed to do what we had to do to win, and that was it. And it just feels good, our kids never quit. I mean, that's something that I'm proud of. I mean, that's something that you got to be proud of. And so no matter what's going on, we're going to continue to fight. And that was one of those games where we're just clawing by. And Lockhart has been in every single game that they've lost. They haven't won a game yet, but I think it was San Marcos. They lost at the last second. Floresville, they were on the goal line driving. They could have. They had three or four tries on the goal line, and it just
clock ran out.
It has been, and
they had a 17-point lead on Alamo Heights at halftime and lost.
Yep, Coach Mabus is over there at Lockhart's a great dude, and I felt awesome, and I felt really bad for that guy because it was like, man, to be in that many games, they could have easily been 7-0. Based on there was one game Dripping Springs just kicked the dog out of them, but other than that, it was 6-1.
But Coach Chris, one thing that I've really noticed, and when people, I talk to coaches around the area about different things. One thing that's really kept y'all in the games this year is your defense.
No doubt.
And that was very evident in the Lockhart game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to take anything away from the defense because they scored against Floresville 34 points, was it, or something? They're scoring.
20, I think it was 28 or 29,
but they're scoring points.
Sure. Oh yeah.
And to shut out a team like that,
sure.
I mean, your defense has really stepped up and really helped you out.
Yeah, I mean, even the Alamo Heights game for us, it was.
First half.
It was 9-0 at half, and that's
absolutely.
That's. I think we had some key players go down in that game, and that's sort of what turned the tide there. And I mean,
sure,
we're gonna continue to lean on those guys, and they have established a culture of just awesomeness on that side of the ball where you're not gonna just roll out there and not get hit in the face, and that's we're working on adapting that to every part of our game plan. So
you talked about Lockhart playing close games. Medina Valley's played every game close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the effort that the young men on both sides of the ball are putting forth is unbelievable, especially, and I know the defense is ahead of the offense, but it isn't because the offense isn't giving 110%.
Oh, no doubt.
They're trying. You're having to shuffle different people in and out because of the injury bug, and it's next man up mentality, coaching, and I got to give you all credit because the effort is there.
Oh yeah.
It's just a flag here, a misplay there has turned around a couple of the ball games.
Yeah,
the 3 and out when Medina Valley had the ball on Alamo Heights side of the field. It just, it's been a couple of plays, a couple of penalties, and you feel like y'all have gotten so far to where maybe the ship will be righted Friday night when we go to Kerrville.
Yeah, we'll find out Friday. I mean that. And you kind of get that feeling going along. I mean, it's between youth or inexperience or, just like you said, the injury bugs. We've been snake bit pretty hard this year. I mean, but you go through those years where the ball bounces your way or it bounces the other guy. I mean, Alamo Heights was one of those games where, I mean, they return a punt for a touch. I mean, it's like nothing was going to go right. And so you have those years and you got to just fight through them. We talk about adversity all the time in our program and how do we react to it? How are we going to overcome it? What's our true character? And for me, it's been a huge learning experience. And how do you continue to find the good and the bad, and continue to find a way to motivate when it seems like everything's stacked against you. And sometimes it feels that way, but you have a game like, the Lockhart game where it was going bad for everybody.
You did what you needed to do to
that's
to
exactly
get a
right.
win.
Yeah.
And now, we talked about it before the show. It's not playoffs, but it's playoffs.
Oh, sure it is.
The Panthers control their own destiny. If Medina Valley wins out, they don't need any help. They're going to make the playoffs.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, and that's
what you
that's
control
something. It's sometimes good to have that back against the wall, and that's when you really find out what your true nature is. And I'm hoping, what we show on Friday is what we really are. And I think we'll have a good opportunity with a Kerrville team that You know, it wasn't what it's not the same team we saw last year.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely a very good team. And
That was what I was going to ask you next, is to talk a little bit about Kerrville, because, you know, just looking at the scores we've seen, it's kind of hard to tell. Are they up? Are they down? They played some games where they fell flat on their face. They didn't score points for, I think, the first 2 or 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know, they're winning games again. So talk to us a little bit about what you've seen from them.
I think they're going through a lot of the same struggles we are. That defensively, I mean, I think they have 11 senior, not 11, 10. They got 10 out of the 11 that are seniors they've got either starters, returning starters, or some experience. You know, very experienced defense, very tough. They always do have a good defense. I mean, we've been facing that all year, and so that's nothing new for us. But offensively, you know, they graduated a lot of guys that were just top notch. I mean, both the outside receivers they had were just huge. Could catch anything. You know, they needed something. If they needed 20 yards, they just throw it up to one of those giant guys, and you know that was. And the quarterback was a phenomenal athlete.
They had 2 of them, right? Number 9 and
they
then
did, but
number 7.
the other one would play. He was a slot, and it was like, you know, they had guys, weapons all over the field.
Yeah.
They're kind of young like us on that side of the ball in terms of experience, and so they've experienced a lot of the same struggles we had in terms of trying to get things clicking and going.
And that's always a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be tough. Did they have a COVID issue too? I heard at one time that they had a lot of kids out because of COVID.
I think a couple weeks ago there was something I heard of.
And the kids that were quarantined didn't play, and I think that may have been the Lockhart game.
I think it was
Floresville game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And they still pulled out a W in that
Sure,
one.
yeah. So, I think that was 45-30 something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was a crazy one.
It was a fight. And so, but, you know, they're going through, like I said, we're all going through that. I mean, that's a weekly deal, daily deal almost now.
Yeah, that's almost canceled each other out on that deal. Right?
I can't recall how many playoff games I saw last weekend that were
7.
canceled.
There were 7 last week, and there was already a few this week again. So yeah,
we're praying that that's something we can avoid, and we want to be able to have the opportunity to play.
Yep.
And you know, we want to play their best, and so you know, I'm hoping they got all the kids back and they're healthy and ready to go. And for Coach Jones, you know, who's a good dude, and you know, for us, because we want to, you know, if we're going to beat Kerrville, I want to beat the best of Kerrville, not the scraps. You know what I mean? And so. And we're going to give them the best we got, and that's all we can, you know, that we can do. And our kids they're always going to fight. They're always going to, you know, give everything they got. And that's who we are.
That's all you could ask.
I'm going to ask something here, because I don't know this year how they're going to do it with the COVID issue. I know that the last few years, you know, the teams that finished 1-2 in district got a home game the first round of the playoffs. Are they doing that this year?
It's
or
still
no?
the same.
They
still get the same advantage. You know, we're outside of that picture, but you know, we could, you know, we went out, we could end up in third, you know, depending on how everything else shakes out. So that's really what we're playing for. You know, we want to win both games just because we want to win, but to improve our chances, if we finish third, we get to play the second place team versus the first place team from the next district over and all that stuff. So there's a lot to play for. You know? Yeah. But mainly for us, I think it's pride. That's the big thing.
Did the week off help? Get people healthy? I mean, and you know, like Coach Perez said, a lot of times when you're hot, you want to keep going. Medina Valley coming off of a big win. Did the week help?
We needed some time to catch our breath, I think. You know, I think everybody felt, you know, we've been doing this for a long time. You know, this would be the area around the playoffs for us as coaches. Kids, same thing. You know, we've been going hard at it since they let us go back to work in June. And we got a lot of kids that have not quit. You know, they've been there every single day, every single workout, all the way until now. And we've been just working toward this goal. Everybody was good for a little time to, and you know, we got to practice. We didn't let up none. It was just we changed the focus a little bit. Let's look at the little things, and let's get back to making our steps exactly right. Let's make little things.
Take care of us.
Yeah, exactly. And that was one of the big things was like. Doesn't matter who we're playing, we got to fix us before we can do anything else right.
Control what you can.
That's exactly right. And so we didn't spend a whole lot of time. We started working against they got a 4-down front on defense, so we started looking at that offensively, working more against, because we've been going we faced an odd front for like the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that. So we changed that up a little bit, but that was it. We didn't work scheme, nothing else. Just who are we? So trying to hammer that in. So I think we made some progress there, and we'll find out Friday. That's the litmus test.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
me
absolutely.
too. It's always fun to go play over there in Kerrville.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
And when that much is on the line, it's really fun.
Oh yeah.
I hope we don't have one of them cold fronts come in though, like we did about 5 years ago.
It's very
We had
likely.
one 2 years.
It's 2020, so
2 years ago when we went up
chance.
there, it was rainy and nasty. I remember,
2020
yeah.
chance.
And we went over there that one year and we had to go buy out the dollar store across the street because the cold front.
As long as there's no tornadoes or lightning storms, I'm happy. We're good.
Yeah.
I'll deal with the cold.
They got to play in it too.
Yep. Well, thanks, Coach, for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you next week. And good luck Friday night.
All right, appreciate it.
Yep. And
Thank you,
we're going to take a break, and then we'll talk to the players that he brought with him. And you're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment.
MVBN.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at DoubleTHunting.com.
Medina Electric Cooperative was built by this community more than 80 years ago to deliver safe, reliable, and affordable energy. We are proud to serve this community beyond the power lines. You can find us supporting your kids' Little League, sponsoring school events, hosting safety presentations, and more. We're honored to belong to this community. Keep up with Medina Electric from the power lines to the sidelines on social media or at medinaec.org.
Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may do obituaries at Tondre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com or visit the Facebook page of Tondre Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices. Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you. You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper as we are joined by 5 of the football players here this evening. And
The super sophomores.
is that what we got here?
Yep.
All sophomores? Nice. All right, well, we'll start down on the end. And if you'll talk to us a little bit, name, number, position, what grade you are in school, and we'll go from there.
My name is Troy Tomaselli. I'm number 84. I'm the wide receiver, and I play for Medina Valley.
And you've been on here this year already. We had you on
Yes, sir.
with your brother earlier this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep, and I know you've caught a few passes this year. We've mentioned your name a lot. We've seen you do some end arounds and things. Well, that was Rafe more, but we've seen
He's done some
you've
jet
done
sweeps.
some jet sweeps
Yes,
as
sir,
well.
yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about get as a sophomore playing a pretty big role with getting the football a lot.
I mean, it's nerve-wracking, but, I mean, you just got to get used to it. I mean, I don't know. I love getting the ball. I mean, I just love making plays.
So you're the offensive specialist and Mikey's the defensive specialist?
I guess you could say that, yeah. Sure.
But you rather play offense?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Wait,
sir.
can he cover you?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Does that happen in practice? Y'all go up against each other a lot in practice?
Sometimes, yes, sir.
What is the play called in the huddle when you go in motion and take the inside handoff?
X fly, jet fly. That's just pretty much it. X rope, jet fly, jet right.
And when who do you switch in and out in that position with?
I don't switch with anyone. I just stay at X now. Yes, sir. I stay at X now. And
so what? Are you going to call your shot tonight? You're going to.
you know what? I'll say.
How long? Just how long a run you going to make?
40 yards. I'll call 40 yards.
Okay. Touchdown?
Yeah, I'll call one touchdown. I think I can get it in. I think I can get it in.
Man, see, it's not real confident, so I don't know how that's going to carry over to the.
But it depends how many opportunities.
I mean, because you've had like Bullard came in here and Bullard said, "I'm going to get a pick six." What did he do? Got a pick six. I mean, he was pretty confident about it. So.
Well, then I'm going to get a touchdown.
There you go. I like that. There you go.
All right.
All right. We'll move on down. Hold on.
What other sports do you play?
I play soccer and track. Yes, sir.
What position?
You're a defender, right?
Yes, sir.
I
play left
remember
back.
asking you
Yes,
that
sir.
Yeah, you're a defender.
Yeah, I switched with right back sometimes. I played a little bit of center field. I think I went in for forward one time, but that's pretty much it.
And your brother's the goalkeeper, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember that because you and him had get to talk a lot on the field. I'd imagine.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good luck Friday night, and we'll see you later on in the season, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wait. Where are you going to school?
Medina Valley. He's only a sophomore.
Oh, college?
That's right. Sorry, we're sophomores. I'm thinking we're talking to seniors again. My fault.
It's like I'm not thinking about that yet.
I was gonna say.
All right. If you'll give us your name, position, number.
My name's Caleb Den. I'm the center, number 51. I'm a sophomore.
And tell us a little bit about when you're facing Kerrville Tivy this week. Are they? Coach Chris was talking about how they had 4 down linemen, so you're not going to have anyone lined up right over the top of you this week, right?
No, sir. Hopefully not. Thankfully.
And so when that happens, how does your blocking scheme have to change?
It becomes more of a zone blocking because when I have the nose on me, it's just I get the nose every play pretty much. And then when there's 4 down linemen, it becomes more of a zone blocking scheme.
So you'd rather face a 4-3 than a 3-4?
Yes, sir. I'd much rather face a 4-3.
You don't have nobody over the top.
I mean,
that's not the mentality to take as a center. You want to take on the guy right. You want to punch him in the nose. Come on, man. Well,
I don't know. When you got some big boys over the top of you,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that either.
So who are you? What are you looking at as far as the defense lines up? It depends on what the play is called. But would you rather pass block or run block? What's easier?
Pass blocking is easier.
Pass block is easier?
I got this guy to help me on pass block.
Well, do you have him helping you on run?
Yes, sir.
Also,
he
right?
better be helping you.
He better be helping, yeah.
Because you know what? You're going to get to return the favor this week against that even front.
Yes, sir.
He's going to need you to help sometime.
Any pancake blocks so far this year?
I've had a couple. I had a few.
Which ones you remember the most? This year
against Southwest. Just Southwest. I had a pretty good pancake.
What was the result in the play?
Caden got a pretty good run off of it. I pulled up. I ran up to the linebacker and I just put him on his butt.
How's that feel?
It was great. hitting the linebacker is awesome.
You like getting to that second level then, huh?
Yes, sir.
So we gonna predict any pancake blocks this week?
I say I'll get 3.
Wow.
Yep.
I like that.
You play any other sports?
I played basketball last year. I'm planning on playing it this year, and I want to do powerlifting as well.
Yeah, how's that? Basketball's already started, right?
Yes,
because
sir.
football, you're not able to practice with them yet,
No,
are you?
sir.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's all combined.
Yeah.
What's your favorite lift? What is your strongest lift? The squat, the bench press, or?
My squat's the strongest.
And how much is that?
Last year I got 335 for my squat.
Good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck Friday night. And we'll see you in the future here.
Absolutely.
Yep. And we'll move to the next one. Name, number, position.
My name is James Fox. My number is 68. I'm a left guard.
And so tell us a little bit now. So we asked him about with a 3-man front. He's got someone lined up over him, and I'm guessing you didn't. And now it's a little backwards, right, this week?
Yeah.
So how's that changed knowing that you got someone over the top of you now?
Well, if they line up as a 1, it's whenever we down block, it's easier. I can hit the shoulder, and it'll be a pretty good block.
You're not just straight on with him. You're helmet to helmet and all that kind of stuff. So
well, if
it depends on your blocking scheme.
Yeah.
And like Maury asked him, do you like to run block or pass block better?
I feel like pass block I probably like more, because if he's a 1, then it's me and him blocking together. So it's a for sure okay block.
We got to talk. We got to get Coach Herb on here. Talk about these offensive linemen that want to sit back and pass block. We won't run. We want guys that are going to go hit them in the nose. Come on, guys. Y'all got to talk about hitting these guys.
Run block is pretty good. I could get that
There
good
you
angle
go.
on him.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
So how has the transition been from freshman now to get thrown up into the fire on the varsity level as a sophomore?
At first, I was pretty scared because I know I was going to go against some bigger, older dudes.
Scared because of you thought you weren't
the experience
physical enough
level,
or
I thought
mentally.
Probably.
And how has it progressed as the year went on? You got your confidence?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I
Game
know I
slows
could.
down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The game slows down for you the more you play.
I would say. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
How much mentally have you progressed from? Well, you said you were a little afraid to start the season. Now you're gathering more experience. You're getting your confidence back.
Oh yeah, I'm getting so much more confidence because I know I can smack him in the mouth. more.
There you go. Man, I like to hear that.
And were y'all center and on the freshman together also?
This is my first year at center.
This is your first year at center? What did you play last year?
Last year I played everywhere on the line, O-line.
Besides center.
Besides center. I played
everywhere besides center.
My actual position was right guard, but I played right tackle, left guard, left tackle. I played everywhere.
So you like center?
Yeah, I like it.
You like it? And that's what you call the blind side, right? The left. So you got to protect the quarterback when he goes out for option pass or whatever he wants to do. What is your favorite blocking scheme? What is okay, we're on the goal line, we need to score. What play do you want to hear called where you know you're going to just blow the guy up in front of you?
Yeah, it would be lead left.
Lead left, and who's going to get the ball?
Yeah.
They don't know. They really offensive linemen don't know who's going to get the ball.
You don't care who gets the ball. You just know where you got to open a hole, right?
Yeah.
You got to blow it open.
As long as that ball crosses over with us, then
Yeah.
Good call.
that's all that matters.
All right.
You play any other sports?
I am probably going to do powerlifting, but then I do throwing events for track.
Shot and disc.
Yep.
Good.
Awesome. Well, good luck on Friday night, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next few years, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks
we'll
for
keep
having
doing
me.
these.
So I'm Rafe Clendenin. I'm number 80, and I'm a tight end.
And you've been one of the players that's had to step up and catch some passes this year. We've seen you do a lot of good things, blocking, catching balls. Tell us a little bit about, like I asked Tomaselli down there earlier, about what it's been like having to step up as a sophomore into that role, knowing you're going to be getting the ball and you playing a pretty important role.
Yeah, it's all about, like Troy said, it's all about confidence and just going up there and knowing you're going to do good and having just that mindset where you think, if I'm going to go out and run this route, I'm going to cross this DB up and I'm going to go out and do my best.
We've seen you move a little bit after the catch. You like running with the ball after you catch it, or do you want to catch one in the end zone and touchdowns over?
No, so in 7th grade, I used to play fullback. I just got a taste for running over people. So if I can catch it and just take a couple people out on the way, gain some yards, then it's fine with me.
So you'd rather run the seam route than the fly route?
Yeah.
Catch one in traffic and just kind of
run people over on
Derrick
the way.
Henry stiff arm and put them in their place?
Well, and one of the routes we've seen work a lot this year for you is just taking a few steps forward, turning around, and the ball's right there. You make that catch and just turn around and try to get some extra yards after that. We've seen you do that a few times this year. Talk to us a little bit about blocking as a tight end.
Yeah, a lot of it is just helping out with the schemes that they run. I'm kind of just an extra guy on the line, do my job, and I guess a lot of it is double teaming to, like, if some guy's giving us a problem, then I'll go and help out and just create a bigger hole for our running backs to go through.
I think we got a question here from his brother.
No, that's Kyla's brother.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Solis.
I got you.
What feeds your confidence, like, going into this game? Is there any, like, big motivation or any things you want to see in this game?
I don't know. I kind of just want to catch the ball and run over people. It's, I guess, kind of simple. Simple caveman mindset.
Are you looking for more pass plays going into this game, or?
Absolutely.
All right.
You're going to ask him if he don't want to catch more passes? Of course. Favorite pass route?
I'd probably say a seam route.
Seam route?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about moving to the other side of the ball any?
Well, I played as a freshman. I played all over the place. I started on both sides of the ball, special teams. I never
witnessed
came off
that
the
last
field.
year, keeping the scoreboard.
Oh yeah. I got my first pick six last year. Actually, they were throwing a bubble route, and I just hit it up in the air and caught it and ran it in. But it's fun. You just get to go and hit people.
You play any other sports?
I throw track. I throw discus and shot put, and I used to play baseball and basketball, but I guess as the years went on, it kind of narrowed down to football and track.
Yeah.
Can we get a bold prediction from you? Touchdown pass maybe, or
as long as
about 60, 70 yards receiving, or
I'd say 60-plus yards receiving, and then if the opportunities are there, then
touchdown go along with it, right?
Touchdown, yes, sir.
Mr. Solis, you have any more questions for him?
No, not really.
Thanks for joining us. Good luck Friday night.
Yes, sir.
And we got one more.
I'm Cameron Beal, number 62. I'm a left tackle for Medina Valley, of course.
And so we went center, guard, tackle. Tell us a little bit how your job's a little different than the two guys in the middle of the line.
I feel like they have it easier since. No. I really only do one thing, is just push the D end out most of the time. Or if this big guy is pulling, I just have to keep kicking out that guy, or I have to go up to backer and try sealing off that one backside backer, and then that's really it.
And tell us a little bit about pass blocking. So you have the end coming off the corner.
Oh yeah, that's a big pressure since it's the left side, especially with the quarterback's blind side, of course. So I just have to keep moving my feet. If I stop, he might be able to get past.
I'll bet you he's going to say he'd rather run block.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Because he's on the end and he's got the speedster coming from the edge.
For sure, yeah.
So when you guys get up there, and like some teams, they're bringing extra guys, linebackers, safeties coming up. How do y'all kind of figure that out before the snap? Do you have a pre-snap routine that they go through that you kind of change your blocking up?
Yeah, usually we'll just call out if we see anybody scooting up, like linebackers. We'll call out, like, if we see one coming over the guards or anything, and then we usually just call out how many backers there are, so for certain plays like power and stuff, so he can get a certain backer instead of not getting the right guy.
So did y'all play next to each other on the freshman team?
Oh yeah, he was a left tackle last year and I was left guard, and I think we were pretty dominant last year, especially on the left side.
How has that just helped from year to year, having the same guy next to you, knowing that, hey, he's got my back if I slip up, I got his if he slips up?
I think it just builds, like, we have the biggest trust, I feel, with each other every game, because we know we got each other's back every single play.
And you know each other's tendencies and kind of what each other's going to be doing on certain plays.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Well, you got one half of the field sitting right in front of us here on the offensive side, and you're going to have them for this year and 2 more years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be
It's pretty
very,
awesome.
very positive.
Yep. Yeah.
So how has it changed speed-wise from freshman just to being on the varsity?
Yeah,
Strength-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Found out that the weight program is really a big help.
Yeah, for sure. And I started on JV this year, and I got moved up because there's a couple injuries, and coach just thought I was good enough. But it was definitely a bigger change from JV to varsity for sure. It was like they are definitely more strong in varsity. It's way more different. Yeah.
Do you prefer being where you're at now?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm very happy where I am right now. I mean, I'm gonna keep going, of course, and I'm just it's awesome.
We were told to ask you something about running the gauntlet.
So it was at race.
I just remembered that.
At race party, it was a paintball party, of course, and there's this last part where we have like the last of the paintballs, and the one guy usually just runs past, and they just get to open fire completely with the rest of the paintballs. And I did it
without
only
a shirt?
no shirt and no pants, just my underwear, and I ran it.
How did that feel afterwards?
Oh my God, it was awful.
When we were your age, there was a show on TV, but I can't say what the name of it was, and the guy used to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, do you regret it, or was it just fun?
Oh no, it was awesome. It was super fun.
For Rafe's birthday, anything,
Would you do it again?
Oh yeah, I did it. I've done it twice so far. I did at my friend Liam's party. It was pretty awesome.
Only because we paid him.
Oh, and they paid me the second time to do it with no shirt on. So that was.
So, 4th and goal, need 1 yard for a touchdown. What play do you want to hear called?
I think I'm going lead left with Fox because it's just
So
such
you
a
also
great play.
side where you just blow them up?
Yeah, because it's just because we both know we can get that hole wide open. So with the kick out and him going up to backer or helping with the 3 or whatever.
So now if that comes up in the game, we're expecting 2 defensive players for Tivy to be
on their
big
backside.
syrup on it.
Yes, sir.
Making a good pancake, a big one.
Yes, sir.
Did you play any other sports?
I'm gonna try powerlifting this year. I played basketball and stuff 7th and 8th grade, but that just not really what I do anymore.
All right, well, guys, good luck Friday night, and we'll see you all back in the next few years too.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. We'll take
sir.
a quick break, and then we'll be back. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment. Thanks.
MVBN.
Todd Ray Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Todd Ray Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Todd Ray Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may view obituaries at Tondre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com, or visit the Facebook page of Todd Ray Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices. Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Headed out to the game? Then make a stop at your local Valley Mart convenience store. With 12 area locations, Valley Mart is always right around the corner. Fuel yourself and your vehicle with quality branded gas and diesel, snacks, and fountain drinks. Always convenient, well lit with clean restrooms. Valley Mart, family owned and operated since 1984, and a proud supporter of Medina Valley athletics and area youth sports for over 30 years.
Sammy's Restaurant and Hades Alsatian Bakery, 2 legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Hades Alsatian Bakery a must-to-visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Hades Alsatian Bakery, online at hadesbakery.com. You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Back here to Sports for Supper, and we're joined by Kathy, is that it? Karen McCauley. And you're with the Medina Valley Athletic Boosters. And if you could tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Sports Boosters, what activities are coming up and what they've been doing this year.
Okay, we sure can. So right now, activities are a little bit down because of COVID, unfortunately, but we're still supporting around 800 athletes, and that's just at the high school level. We also support the middle school athletes. We encourage membership from all the families, all the parents. Right now we have monthly meetings. We have concessions going on at basketball, volleyball. We have football store where we have merchandise available. We have face masks and seats and shirts and jackets and pretty much anything you want. If we don't have it, let us know and we'll try to get it.
And have noticed that the selection, it is, if you haven't visited the Sports Booster shop down below the stadium, you don't know what you're missing because their quality has improved. They have really, really nice game guard shirts, button-up shirts that are, the quality is there. The product is there. Y'all are doing a great job with what y'all have.
Yeah, we have a lot of members putting forth a lot of ideas, but we're always looking for more because, it's hard to think of new things, to put on a shirt or put on a hat. So we're always looking to get good ideas. We have a raffle going on right now. Tickets are $10. The community really came out big time to support us with that. We have donated items, purchased items. We have quail hunts, guns, grills, spas, purses, AirPods, wine, all kinds of gift cards. So we're really excited about that. All of the athletes are selling those, so you can support your favorite athlete by spending $10 or $100 or however much to buy a raffle ticket. And the drawing will be December 18th.
Well, and this touches a different genre of people than the gun raffle did. I purchased tickets for each one of those. But you're reaching out and getting different prizes to where it spreads out to where not everybody is interested in hunting and stuff. So this gives you an opportunity to support the Sports Boosters. And I think what people are wondering or doesn't have an idea, how does this money help? People don't understand that this is important for uniforms for the kids, and it goes way more than what people realize that it does.
So, Coach Crisp as the athletic director, and then each coach, they all have a budget, but it only covers so much. They have to cover all kinds of things like taking the bus to away games and things like that. All kinds of stuff has to come out of their budget. And so they don't have a lot of extra money that's left over to do kind of the extra stuff that they're looking for the kids. So just to name off some stuff that we've done, we gave last year and the year before together, we gave $1,800 to softball. We gave $2,000 to boys basketball that went to purchase balls and uniforms. We gave $1,200 to girls basketball that went to shooting shirts. We gave $1,700 to volleyball that went to purchase things that they use in their practice to make the athletes better. We've given $1,000 to golf, $1,000 to swim, $500 to tennis, $1,000 to track, and those are just some of the things we've done. We gave in the last 2 years we've given $6,500 to boys and girls soccer combined. And then we also pay for things that go for all the athletes, like the Huddle subscription, which football uses, volleyball uses, basketball uses. All of those sports use that to review plays and allow the athletes to put together film reels so that they can send those out. And then we try to do some special things, too. We do the banquets. We've spent thousands of dollars on banquets so we can celebrate the athletes' accomplishments.
Recognize young men. Yes.
And then one of the big things that we do is in the past 2 years we've given $23,000 in scholarships for our athletes who are going on to the next level to go to college. Not necessarily athletes who are going to play college sports. These are for athletes who are just going to college to pursue whatever degree they want. And all they have to do is show us proof of enrollment, and we ask that they give some volunteer time to the boosters so that we're able to raise all of this money.
Seeing what people tend to believe is that it just basically goes to the football, and that's not even remotely close as you just
Pointed
explained
out,
it to where everybody's equal, and where people different sports need help, y'all are there for them, and that's what it's all about. You have a great community, and the response, as you mentioned, I'm sure is really good. With the raffle so far. And when is the last day where you can purchase tickets? And where can you purchase the tickets?
The last day to purchase tickets is going to be December 17th. You can purchase tickets from any athlete. You can purchase tickets at any concession that we're at. So the basketball concession, the volleyball concession, the football merchandise store. We are also going to have a booth at Old Fashioned Christmas, which will be the first weekend in December, where we will sell merchandise, raffle tickets, everything else. You can also email us at mvpboosters@gmail.com, or you can go to our website at mvpboosters.com.
And if people don't know where the Old Fashioned Christmas is, it is in front of the St. Louis Church
on the
around
square.
Houston Square, which is in September.
Houston Square.
Houston Square, where it's been in front of Castroville State Bank for
years. As long as I've been alive.
Yeah, guys, I'd also like to point out that the Booster Club is also advertises with us, and they also help us. And this year, with all the broadcasts we're doing, we didn't raise our rates or anything, and the Booster Club has actually kicked in some money to help with us in the broadcast.
To bring you the videos and stuff.
To bring the video out, and because we are, especially now in the playoffs, we're incurring more fees than we've ever incurred before also, and we did not raise our prices. So the Booster Club has actually kicked in, and we would like to thank Karen and the rest of the officers over there with the Booster Club for helping out, and look forward to, basketball season's going on here, starting up. We're going to be doing more basketball games than we've ever done before. I think like 30 games, maybe 25, 30 games we're going to be doing. And then we'll, do baseball and softball like we always have before. So we want to thank the Booster Club.
Thank you. And one of the things that we've been working really hard, you said earlier that people think it's just football. I'll be honest, football has not asked us for anything for 2 years. Anything that they've asked us for has been something that's been for all the athletes, like Huddle. They have not asked us for anything specifically for 2 years. One of our goals was to make sure that we made everything more inclusive. We've tried to do that by now we have 3 different programs. We have a fall program, a winter program, and a spring program. We're trying to do that so that instead of just highlighting the football and the volleyball at the beginning of the year, we want those basketball players and soccer players to get highlighted in their program. And we want to make sure we're highlighting band and ROTC and all of the other things that help support our athletes. And then in the spring, we'll do track and tennis and I think golf. And then baseball and softball, of course, will be in the spring. And we really wanted them to get their time to, their parents to be able to place ads and for businesses to be able to support those athletes as well. And then we've also tried to implement something that I call the coach's wish list. And at the end of every year, all the leftover money that we have, we take and we say, okay, we've allotted this much money for scholarships, and we've allotted this much money that's going to go to whatever the coaches feel they need to improve athlete success. And then we send the email out to all the coaches and we say, submit it to us, whatever you want. Of course, we can't do everything, but we try to pick something off of each coach's list and try to be equal.
And before all of this COVID stuff started, the meetings were open to anybody that wanted to join or bring up an opinion or
Yes.
request something. Is that correct?
And
Is it still like that? Or
the
is it done
meetings are
virtually now,
still
or-
open, but we're having them virtually. They're on Zoom. And anybody can log into the meeting. We send out an email. Lisa Newton, the athletic secretary, sends out an email the week before the meeting and gives everybody the link. It's also posted on our Facebook page, and you can also link our website through the athletic page or go directly there at mvpboosters.com.
Do you have a list of these sports boosters and the president and who all they are, to where people can recognize them if they see them and thank them for everything they've done or they're doing?
Yes, we have several. I mean, not just the board members, though. I mean, we have
All the
many people who have volunteered. So I'd hate to just call out
Correct. I
specific
understand.
people, but certainly our officers, myself, Kathy Marty, Heather Davis, Jared Bain, Jim Ellis. We're all working hard as the officers, but in addition to that, we have so many other people who have taken on additional roles for us. We have volunteer coordinators and things like that trying to help us because we do all of the volunteer sign up virtually. But that's one thing I'd like to ask, if you're listening and you want to help and you want to volunteer, you have ideas, or maybe you just don't have a lot of time to volunteer, but you have a free hour here and there, we could use it. Our volunteerism has been way down since COVID. Where normally we would have 2 to 3 people volunteer for every concession stand, we're maybe having one person volunteer.
Okay.
So we need you.
Need
We
volunteers.
want you.
And they don't have to work the whole game or whatever when they show up. They can
Nope.
sign up for just hours
Mhm.
at a time.
Yep.
And I think people need to understand that too. Just come out and give an hour
Mhm.
if you got time.
Or even stuff like Old Fashioned Christmas. We'll have shifts for that. That'll be on a Friday night and a Saturday morning. I think we're going to help with the Santa sleigh run as well. We helped with that last year. So, we try to do some things for the community too that, we don't benefit monetarily from everything we do, but we want to make sure we have a presence and we're showing support for the school and the athletics.
When you mentioned earlier about athletes who are applying for scholarships through the athletic
Mhm.
boosters, that they need to show some volunteer time. Is that volunteer time through the athletic boosters, or is that just volunteering with any?
It's volunteer time through the athletic
Okay.
boosters because that money raised is what allows us to give the scholarship. So we ask that them or a family member, anybody, could be your brother or your grandma or whoever, volunteer some time. And we ask for just 10 hours a year. And I mean, really, it's not that
That's
much in the
nothing.
grand scheme of things. I have several athletes who volunteer for their own time as well. Let's say they play volleyball, they'll be working the softball games, and that's fine. Hey, come work a track meet, and it takes up 6 hours right there.
Well, those are great application builders too for college applications to
For
show
sure.
their volunteer time. So
For sure. And heck, when my son applied for scholarships, one of the things I had him put was volunteered X number of hours and helped raise X amount of money. Because that shows that not only were you volunteering, but you were generating income for something you cared about.
Yep. So, anything else that you want to talk about?
No,
that's going
I
on?
mean,
Look at your notes.
Yep.
Everything covered.
I mean, we would just, as with anything, we're supporting 800 athletes, but we see a lot of the same people. And while I love to see the same people, we would love to reach out to new people. And we want people to know that, we want everybody. Your kid doesn't have to be the star for you to come volunteer. Your kid doesn't have to be the star to get a scholarship. We just want everybody to come, bring your ideas, and we'd be happy to listen to them.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's perfect.
And buy a raffle ticket.
And is there a website that they can go on to check what the upcoming events and stuff is
Yes.
going to be?
mvpboosters.com.
Okay.
And they can also link that through the Medina Valley Athletics webpage. There's a link on there that says boosters, and they can link it on there.
And you have a Facebook page also, correct?
And we have a Facebook page, yes. And I think we have a Twitter or Instagram or something. Other people run that. Thank you to the social media people.
Great.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I
we
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate everything that the Athletic Boosters do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're going to go ahead and we'll take a break, and we'll come back. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Sports for Supper, and we'll continue in just a moment.
MVBN.
Headed out to the game? Then make a stop at your local Valley Mart convenience store. With 12 area locations, Valley Mart is always right around the corner. Fuel yourself and your vehicle with quality branded gas and diesel, snacks, and fountain drinks. Always convenient, well lit with clean restrooms. Valley Mart, family owned and operated since 1984, and a proud supporter of Medina Valley athletics and area youth sports for over 30 years.
Sammy's Restaurant and Habeas Alsatian Bakery, two legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Habeas Alsatian Bakery a must-to-visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Habeas Alsatian Bakery, online at habesbakery.com.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
You're watching Medina Valley Sports. This is the Medina Valley Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here to Sports for Supper, and we had, good show on tonight. We had volleyball, football, and we had the Athletic Boosters, and we'll sum that up in a minute. But we have Alan here from Sammy's, our favorite waiter.
Takes care of us at Sports for Supper.
And I think he's going to read out the Thanksgiving specials, correct?
Yes, sir, I will. So we have both a Thanksgiving special if you come in Thanksgiving Day to Sammy's. We also have a family special that you can order to go. You have to order by Monday, though. We have a 18 to 20 pound roasted turkey with 1 gallon of our Sammy's house dressing, as well as half a gallon of giblet gravy to go with the turkey, and that'll be $94.95. And that'll feed probably, I'd say that'll feed probably like 20 people, maybe more. And then for $54.95, we also have a 7 pound ham with a red currant glaze, which is pretty good. And then you can also order sides of mashed potatoes, green beans, yams, and hot rolls with that as well, if you want a bit more variety in your meal. And then for our Thanksgiving Day special here at Sammy's, we're serving roasted turkey with all the trimmings, as well as a pumpkin pie. Comes with a coffee or iced tea, and also a glass of wine if you're 21 or over, of course.
And masks are required to.
Yes, you do have
inside.
to. Yeah, you have to wear masks on the inside of Sammy's. Got to be safe for everyone.
And I know one of the big sales around Thanksgiving is the pies. When do they need to be ordered by, or when do you need to pre-order your? Let's say if you want a pumpkin pie, when do you need to pre-order it?
Preferably by Monday, so we can have all the Thanksgiving orders ready. We'll know a week in advance everything we need to make. So yeah, if you want to do to-go Thanksgiving orders, either the turkey, ham, or pies, it'd be best to definitely order those by Monday.
And that's also with the meals. Monday is the last day that y'all will be taking orders for the large, the $94 and then the $50-some.
Yes, exactly. The $94 turkey and the $54 ham, as well as the pies, it'd be best if ordered by Monday. Yes.
All right.
And then for the Thanksgiving special here at Sammy's, though, you can just walk right in and we'll take care of it from there.
And that also comes with a glass of wine. Also,
it does. Yes.
What is the price for the lunch that's going to be available?
For that lunch, it would be $13.95 for the Thanksgiving lunch here at Sammy's.
With all the trimmings and all that is
with all
good.
the trimmings. Yep. And the choices of wine, I believe, would be White Zinfandel, Burgundy, and Chablis.
Oh,
so
awesome. Well,
and what are the store hours? What are the days for Thanksgiving? Is it full? Is it all day?
I think it's
it
Thanksgiving
usually
Day
is.
dinner.
It used to be till like 3 or 4, I want to say.
The lunch special, right? Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like it looks like it's served all day. Yeah, for actually no, I'm sorry, it's only for lunch. We won't have the Thanksgiving special for dinner here at Sammy's. It'll only be for lunch.
And usually, if you're familiar with Sammy's, the lunch starts at 10 o'clock
The
and
lunch
carries all the way till sometimes 2 or 3, depending on
how long it lasts,
how big and how much everything is prepared.
Yeah, like we
so
could.
don't wait till the last minute if you want your turkey
it'll go
dressings.
quick.
Come through the door at 10 o'clock already, so you know you're going to get.
Yeah,
it gets
served and
it
get some
goes
good
fast.
And if
turkey
you've
will
never
go
had
fast.
the turkey dressing from here, it's the home style dressing rather than the cornbread. Which is
they
just,
use the Habeas bread in it. That's why Grandma makes it that way.
Very good bread.
Yes, delicious.
Yep. And well, Alan, thanks.
My
and
pleasure.
As always, thanks for putting up with us.
No, it's always a
night.
pleasure, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on the radio show, guys.
No problem. Appreciate it, man.
Time.
Okay.
And guys, so we had volleyball, football on. We've got the girls playing their first playoff game tomorrow night, and football is not a playoff game, but it's like a playoff game. If they lose, it gets very, very tough for them.
You lose, you need help.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of things to talk about, but a lot of positives to go off of from this game, from this show. Going forward, the girls seem very confident for their playoff game tomorrow night. But they seem focused. They don't seem overconfident. They're focused and ready to get playing after their week off. The football team seems like, they know that they've had some struggles, but they're putting their best foot forward, and I think they're looking to keep improving and, look to come away with a win here against Tybee this week.
Just look at the 5 young men that we had sitting in front of us. That's the future coming up. Them were 5 sophomores that are starting, that are playing. And I tell you what, those were 5 good-looking young men as far as being in shape. And I'm telling you what, the future's
I didn't realize we had 3 sophomores starting on the offensive line, and you know what? Those are 3 big boys.
Yeah, they are.
So well put every one of them. Yes, sir.
And we always talk about, our middle schools. We got 2 middle schools now, and what people don't understand is that you mix them. So one school may not have done so well. The other school may have done real well, but when you mix those two,
they're coming back together.
They're coming
together, see it in the freshman team.
and you have size possibly that mixes with speed, and you may have defensive guys that mix with offensive guys, and you just never know how the 2 schools will mix. And so future's looking pretty good for Medina Valley.
Absolutely.
Yep, for sure.
Hey, and Jared, so while we're on this, the future, we do have basketball started. The girls have already upset Kerrville-Tivy, who was ranked in the top 10 in the state.
They were 7th in the state, yeah.
The boys have started their season as well, and right now we're planning on starting the first week of December, doing some broadcasts of the games. And we're going to have, we'll probably have 2 games a night. And there's going to be a lot of basketball going on, and if you're interested in sponsoring or advertising with us, just, look us up and give us a call.
Yeah, and it's exciting to do basketball games. It's more fast-paced. It's moving around. We'll have the cameras set up for the games, correct? Right? We'll have all we'll have a camera at each game and all that kind of stuff. So, you'll be able to view it. And
you might want to bear with us a little bit during December because it still is hunting season. So we may not have all the games
we
on.
may not get all of them.
Jared and I may not be able to get there to do a lot of them because, fortunately, we aren't able to hunt, but we do pay a hunting lease, so I'd like to get my money out of it.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we can, but after that.
Well, and I think district usually starts after the first of the year anyway.
Yeah,
usually.
District will start a little bit later, and so for sure, we're definitely going to broadcast the big district games and the big contests.
But we want to be able to bring more games.
Playoff games too.
Yeah, and we want to be able to bring you more games because they're limiting attendance and not everybody can go, and we want to make it more accessible for like grandparents and people who don't want to go out there.
Which is why tomorrow night is going to be a pretty big deal because they're only allowing so many people there.
Just parents only.
And so, tune in tomorrow night to watch us. We will have Dwayne Garza, who is by far one of the best volleyball play-by-play guys that I know I've ever listened to.
Well,
in the area. People I've watched.
And
he's good.
I want to give Dwayne a lot of credit for that, because when he first started doing this with it, I know he was really nervous about it. And he asked me, after his first one, he goes, "Will you listen to it and kind of tell me a little bit what you think?" And I did, and he's run with it, and he's gotten really good at it, and he's gotten more comfortable with it, and it's very hard to do volleyball.
Well, and that's why we've gone this year, Jared, to just him.
Yeah.
There's no time for anybody else to be there to,
right.
to do any kind of
moves
color
too
or anything.
fast.
So Dwayne does it by himself, and he does an excellent job. And hopefully tomorrow he'll be calling a victory, and and he'll be getting to do it again the following week.
Yeah, absolutely. And the girls seem confident. They won their district. They went, what was it, 14-0 in district, 13-0.
14-0.
Yep. And I think this is a better volleyball team than what they had last year. And they were a good team then.
You don't have as much height, but you've
got
maybe more solid all the way around.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's cohesiveness is what you see.
Yeah, and
they're working
they've
together,
all
not
played
like
together.
They never did, but you can tell that they've all worked together. You got a lot of the girls that have been on there for 3 years already. So there you go.
And then you have the game against Kerrville-Tivy this Friday night, and that's at Kerrville-Tivy. Yep. That'll be a 7:30 start. We'll be on the air around 7:10, 7:15. And that's a game that it's not a playoff game, but it is a playoff game, because if Medina Valley doesn't win that, they're going to need some help to try to get in the playoffs, because they only have one game after that against Floresville at home. And
not necessarily. It depends on Floresville is playing either Champion or Alamo Heights, and they're not supposed to win that game.
No,
so Medina Valley could realistically lose this game, and it will come down to the
find
last
a way
game
to get
of the
in
season between them and Floresville.
Yeah.
The winner will go,
depending on what happens this week with everybody else.
Well, it's with Floresville basically, because Lockhart's out of it. They're 0-7 now.
Yep,
they're out of it, and
they still have 2 games remaining. They win the last 2. They're sitting with 2 wins.
Well, then you go into that point stuff.
And Medina Valley wouldn't stumble. Get their second win against Floresville. So
and the other thing you have is, if you look, Alamo Heights beat Bernie Champion last week.
Yep.
So, I mean, they've got 1 loss now. So everybody's kind of in a jam.
Medina Valley wins out.
They're in
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Control your own
that's
destiny.
the main
That's
thing
the
right
main
there.
thing. Yep.
But, that's a tough place to go play up there in Kerrville. They always have good teams, always ready to play. We know Medina Valley's defense has been up to the task this year. It's going to be one of those. Can that offense keep progressing, and can they finally put it all together and not have that penalty or that turnover at the worst possible time and finish off some drives?
Every time we've had some of the young men here, it's kind of transposed to the game. They've kind of called their own shots. You think it was a coincidence that Coach Chris brought his offensive side of the thing tonight, maybe trying to get a little bit of the karma?
Yeah.
Trying to get these guys motivated. And I tell you what, you never know what it takes to push a young man's button, but if that's what it takes, hey, so be it.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
get it done.
And, I want to mention one more time that we had the athletic boosters on here talking, telling us about what they're doing and their raffle and things like that. We'll keep mentioning that throughout our broadcast. Don't forget about that, because they do a lot for the school, for the athletes, for the different sports, and for the community. So keep them in mind.
Absolutely.
And, guys, anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, but I want to thank the waiter for giving the specials and taking care of us, as he always does, Alan. Yep. So I have nothing else to say, but I'm looking forward to tuning in and listening to Dwayne tomorrow, because we cannot be there. But I'll be tuned in, and I'll be rooting, and I want to wish the volleyball team and Coach Griggs the best of luck, and let's take care of business.
Yeah, and so everybody knows that game is the second game of a doubleheader in that gym.
So it's tentative time.
Yeah, so, I think the first game starts at 6 o'clock. So it could be 8 o'clock, 8:30.
When we get there and they allow us to set up, what I always do is I turn on the broadcast and it says pregame, because people just never know when it's going to start. And so I like to get there, get it set up, get pregame on the deal, and we'll get started usually about 10 minutes before the game will start,
So-
Dwayne will come on and give his pregame.
So what Jeff's saying is that he can't give you a definite time because it depends on how long the match goes before that. But just stay with the broadcast, the link, and when it's
The
game
link is
time,
out there.
they'll be ready.
when it's
put the
game
link
time, they'll
out
be
there.
on.
We'll put the link out there again tomorrow. So,
And then tune in Friday night against Kerrville. Tivy, that game's up there, 7:15 airtime, 7:30 game time. We'll be on for that. I'd like to thank Sammy's Restaurant for letting us do these shows here. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making it possible to bring you all our sports, the shows, everything that we've been able to do with Medina Valley Broadcast Network. Thank you to all of y'all, because without y'all, we wouldn't be able to do it. For Maury Stein and Jeff Stivers, I'm Jared Lucky saying good night. God